Kylian Mbappe is now a Real Madrid player. What changes for the squad? I'm going to kind of take a look at some of the lineup, some of the pros, some of the cons that come with that. Lots of pros. They definitely outweigh the cons, but we're going to take a look at the lineup and how I expect them to line up in Champions League games, La Liga games, and yeah, let's take a look and we'll kind of discuss some of that. So take a look here. This is the 4-3-3 lineup I talked about a couple weeks ago in one of my shorts I did. This is how originally I expected Real Madrid to line up next season. So I do expect this lineup to happen a lot next season, but maybe this lineup isn't happening anywhere near as much as we would have expected, right? So this is the lineup I would be expecting when we're playing a bad team, right? A lower level La Liga team come in and just dominate. This is the lineup that you're going to see hat tricks for Mbappe, hat tricks for Vinny, braces for Rodrigo, et cetera, right? There's a lot of pros with this lineup. This is so attacking focused here. This is the scariest front three since probably MSN, since Ronaldo, Benzema, and Bale, right? There's so many, good offensive attacking players here, but the issue that you run into is they are attacking players, right? They do not press. Vinny is not known to press. Mbappe is not known to press. Rodrigo is not known to press. So that relies on Valverde, Tchouaméni, and Bellingham really, making all the press. And it really just exposes us and makes it a lot easier for other teams to counteract and really be able to be a lot more offensive. So this is not what I would be expecting when we face, a Man City. Unfortunately, if we have to play them again. Hopefully that we can get them knocked out beforehand. But if you're playing a Man City, you want to be more possessive. So in my opinion, I think you got to do a couple things. Rodrigo's got to go, right? So let's take away Rodrigo here. So sorry, buddy. And we're going to bring in the French CDM in Camavinga. So Camavinga is definitely versatile, but I don't expect him to play right wing. So let's move him back to the left. We're going to move Mbappe farther up, be striker 1, and Vinny striker 2, okay? I would expect Bellingham to stay as a 10 here. I would say Camavinga fills in almost to the Kroos role a little. He'll never be Kroos, but these are the pros with Camavinga, right? So a couple of things. He is way faster than Kroos ever was. In Kroos's prime, Camavinga is still faster than him, okay? He is way better at defending as well. So take those two as pros. He's not going to be the person who's going to be taking free kicks. He's not going to be the person who's, having these awesome passes to a Bellingham, to a Vinny, to an Mbappe. But he's a great possession-based center mid who can play in a bunch of different positions. He can help Mendy at left back. He can help Tchouaméni. And so for Camavinga, I think he's going to honestly fill in that role. And honestly, he deserves it. He's played so well. Whenever he's come in, he's been more of like a sub, but he's like one of the super subs. If you're looking at like what's our best 11, he has to be included in like our best 12, our best 13, right? Him and Tchouaméni, which one's better? I would just say Tchouaméni is a better CDM and Camavinga is a little more versatile. Tchouaméni's just bigger. Like that's the whole thing. He reminds me of more of like a Casemiro type. So Camavinga is going to come in, and this is what I would expect. This is the Champions League lineup, right? There's a couple things that you got here that we kind of want to talk about. So Ancelotti's talked about Bellingham. He needs to be playing forward, right? He's at his best if he's attacking. He needs to be at a 10 position. If you push him back, more toward the center and playing just as a center mid, he's not going to be as involved. And for Bellingham to be at his best and to be to the caliber of player that he is, he won La Liga Player of the Year at 20 for Real Madrid. Like, that's insane. He is such a top quality player. And he did that playing the 10. He played the false 9 a couple times, but he talked about that. He hated that position. So if he keeps doing that, he'll hate that. But I think he's going to be happy. I think he's going to succeed in the 10 role. Valverde on the right, him and Carvajal move up that right side. And so I expect that to continue to happen. You're going to have Valverde running on the right, and then you're going to have Vinny coming here, and Mbappe coming here a little more. And Carvajal is going to come, and he's going to run down the right too, more like a right wing back, kind of like what you saw in the Champions League final too. Carvajal was playing so far up. So if I put Valverde back here, Carvajal was literally like here. Then he would get the ball and run on the left side. And then Carvajal is coming in for a cross. And what would happen is Cruz would be here, passes it all the way to Carvajal, and then lays it in to Vinny and to anybody else, Rodrigo, when he was in the box too, playing the other striker position. So that's what I would be expecting. This has a couple things that are good. This is the best top, like front two in the world, easily. This is probably player 1 and player 2 in the world. And they're both starting for Real Madrid. This is going to be disgusting and so much fun to watch. Honestly, I just cannot wait for it. This is going to allow, though, the 3 attackers, being Vinny, Mbappe, and Bellingham, to just succeed. And I think they're still going to get a lot of goals. But what this allows, it takes the pressure off of Vinny and Mbappe pressing. You're still going to, if you're Ancelotti, you're still going to be asking them, hey, you have to press. Like, you can't have this lackluster effort here. You have to be pressing. But Camavinga takes a lot off of that. Tchouaméni takes a lot off of that, of the pressure off that. And Valverde is going to take it off of that as well. Now, the lineup that we saw earlier, right, the 4-3-3, that's going to be the lineup that if we need to bring in somebody else, I think that's what you're going to see. You might see, honestly, if you need to bring in a Brahim Diaz or bring in an Arda Güler to be more attacking, where does that go? Are you taking off of Bellingham? No. Are you taking off of Vinny or Mbappe? No. They're going to be pissed. They're not going to do that. So I think if you need to be more attacking, Camavinga is kind of the person you're going to be taking off. So you take off Camavinga, right? So let's do that. Let's kind of play around and see a little what that would look like. So you take off him. Let's put just because I rate him pretty highly, give me an Arda Güler. Thank God. Okay, we have it. So you bring an Arda Güler on. What I think I would do, you still want Bellingham attacking. So I think you're putting him here. You're putting Arda Güler here. Tchouaméni, probably Valverde. Because I think this is probably what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to put Tchouaméni, Valverde, and you're going to switch it. I could also see this working too. Maybe moving Bellingham, where he still has to be attacking in this position, so he's going to be playing up farther. But, Arda Güler has the ability to come in and drift wide right. I think that's the thing too. I wouldn't be that surprised, honestly, if Arda Güler starts getting more playtime next year as a right wing. The whole issue that we run into this year is Vinny's a left wing. Rodrigo is a left wing. Honestly, he's been playing as a right wing, but that is not where he wants to be. When Vinny was hurt this year and Rodrigo had the ability to go play left wing, that's where he felt most comfortable. If you look at the Champions League final, every time we're running, we want to start on the left. That's why Carvajal had to come up so far. So don't be surprised. Honestly, if we see some lineups that look a little like I'll probably put it here. Probably like this, right? I could see this too, with Bellingham still playing a farther role up. And I think that's a good possibility too. If you need offensive help, that's what's going to happen. Now, I think the thing is too, you have Mbappe coming in, but you have to remember Endrick's coming in too. Now, Endrick is 17 today, so he is not this 22-year-old Brazilian superstar yet. He can 100% become that, just based on what I've seen so far for him playing over in Brazil. He has the build. He's just thick. I think that's the big thing for him. He looks like a Sergio Aguero, or he's just like this thick, little smaller guy who I honestly think he will just be so good for Real. But where does he come in? Are you taking off Mbappe? I guess you might. I guess you are. So I can't sub him. That's the unfortunate thing about the lineup builder. Shout out to lineup builder too. That's what I'm using to build this. My only issue, there's no Endrick, and Mbappe still has the PSG logo. So let's get that Real Madrid one, and let's get Endrick in there. But if you bring in Endrick here, maybe you're subbing off Mbappe. Let me know what you think. Where do you, if Endrick comes on, whose place is he taking? So I think that's one of the big things to talk about. But yeah, this is kind of how I see Real Madrid lining up next season. Let me know what you think as well in the comments below. I really appreciate you watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, guys, this has been Dally with Dally SC. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Cheers.